The Jedi Order has been around for centuries, but how did it manage to maintain their ranks and members and keep going for all those years? These are through Jedi Academies, established to train Force-sensitive beings accepted into the Order. But what happened in these academies? What was the training like? Today, we're going to explore all of this. So sit back, relax, and have some potatoes! Welcome to Star Wars Timelines. There were many academies throughout the galaxy, but all were overseen by the Council of First Knowledge. Each academy was governed by an advisory council, which was chosen by the Jedi Council on Coruscant. These academies kept the majority of teachings at the temple on Coruscant. However, certain practices were permitted to vary from world to world. However, what would remain the same was a group of Jedi Masters would instruct initiates to the Order in the ways of the Force. The size of the school varied from world to world, some as small as a single clan of younglings, others as large as the main academy housed within the Jedi Temple on Coruscant. Many academies had been established during the old Sith Wars, and were located in the Galactic Rim. Some were located on or near Force well springs, or places significant to the Order, like crystal caves, or nexuses of dark side energies that needed constant monitoring. As for the Council of First Knowledge, this was a council made up of 5 masters to oversee the Jedi Academy and the protection of knowledge and its storage in the temple archives. Additionally, the council personally accepted the responsibility of eradicating any trace of Sith teachings and their artifacts throughout the galaxy. Meeting in the circular council chambers at the Jedi Temple on Coruscant, membership of this council was granted through appointment after a vote. A single permanent member sat for life, or until he or she stepped down, and was known as the Caretaker of First Knowledge. This Jedi personally oversaw the protection of the holocron chamber located in the spire. The other 4 masters rotated out after serving a 5-year term. Members of the council often served on one of the other councils simultaneously, or had retired from the High Council and retained their membership. Maintaining the academy went hand in hand with preserving the knowledge banks at the temple. If the base of knowledge did not constantly grow, the academy could not evolve and progress. The archives were watched over by a chief librarian, who sometimes sat on the council themselves. Members of the council were granted access to the holocron vaults, located within the archives, a highly secured set of chambers used to protect the ancient holocrons and their secrets. By the fall of the Galactic Republic in 19 BBY, many of the ancient academies had been shut down for decades, with the Council of First Knowledge preferring the central teachings of the Coruscant Temple. After the dissolution of the Order during the Great Jedi Purge, all Orthodox temples and academies were routed and burned in order to prevent any more Jedi from learning the secrets of the Force and another rise of an Order. However, the Galactic Empire's hold on the galaxy did not last, and the Order was reformed following the conclusion of the Galactic Civil War. But before the fall of the Republic and the rise of the Galactic Empire, there were still several academies across the galaxy, ranging all the way back to the years of the Old Republic. Before the Jedi Purge in 19 BBY, there were academies posted on Bespin, Mustafar, Alaris Prime, and many other planets, but the most known ones were on Taris, Dantooine, and Tython. The Dantooine Academy, also known as the Dantooine Jedi Enclave, was constructed in 4016 BBY by Jedi Master Vodo Siosk Bask. He did this after discovering a cave filled with naturally occurring crystals, vital to the making of a Jedi's lightsaber. The Council placed the Enclave's protection under Master Bass, who at the time was training a young Jedi named Exar Kun. He trained Kun among his other 2 Kathos students, Credo and Silver. Together the Jedi would spar in the grassy ancient grove to the south and east of the Enclave. However, Exar Kun would later fall to the dark side of the Force, declaring himself Dark Lord of the Sith, and eventually killing Master Bass at the height of the Great Sith War on the floor of the Senate Hall of Coruscant. Following the death of Bass, and later the end of the Sith War, an administrative body was placed in charge of the Enclave, serving as a satellite to the Jedi High Council. The Academy flourished under the leadership of the Satellite Council. Among the Academy's students, 5 Padawans, Shad Jelvan, Camlin, Ujo, Garn, and Zane Carrick, were selected to become the apprentices of 4 Jedi Seers, and another Master that was stationed at the new Jedi Academy on the planet Taris. Unknown to this council, though, this rogue group of masters eventually came to plan the sacrifice of their Padawans in an attempt to prevent a prophecy which foretold one of their apprentices would destroy the Jedi Order. However, Zane Carrick was the only Padawan able to escape this fate, and eventually exposed the masters for what they had done. However, unfortunately, Zane was unable to prevent the murder of his fellow Padawans. Years later, the Jedi Civil War broke out, after Jedi Knights Revan and Malak turned to the dark side and attacked the Republic. At the start of the war, Malak launched an orbital bombardment that leveled the Academy on Dantooine and killed most of the occupants, even launching an assault and taking the holocrons that revealed the locations of other academies. During the conflict, the Council planned and executed an unprecedented assault, capturing Revan and reprogramming his mind. Escorting him back to the remains of Dantooine was Padawan Bastila Shan. The remains of the Order had hidden in the ruins of the temple on Dantooine. The memories that had been created for him through the Force by the Jedi Council allowed him to be trained as a Jedi again without the dark taint of his past as a ruler of the Sith. Jedi Master Zar Lestin took it upon himself to train Revan. In the end, this was successful, and Revan rejoined the Jedi Order, helping to bring down the Sith Lord Darth Malak. However, not long after the Civil War ended, the Sith Triumvirate, made up of Darth Nihilus, Darth Sion, and Darth Traya, caused the First Jedi Purge, causing the Order's near extinction. The Jedi Council members that remained hid in the ruins of the Dantooine Academy. However, Darth Traya travelled there in disguise and destroyed all remaining members. Eventually, the Sith were killed by a Jedi survivor, Mitra Surik, who went about rebuilding the Jedi Order. Operations began again on Dantooine after this. However, this would not last long. When the true Sith Empire returned, Dantooine was abandoned indefinitely. The Jedi Enclave was still standing by the time of the Third Galactic War. The Nova Blades incursion took place just to the west of the Enclave, which was left mostly untouched throughout the battle. However, the Enclave itself was left untouched. It is still stood there by the time of the war between the First Order and the Resistance. However, it had been now untouched for the last few centuries. That is the history of probably what I would argue to be one of the most well-known Jedi Academies during the years of the Old Republic. In the age of the New Republic, Luke Skywalker trained a new generation of Jedi. However, Snoke, a creation of Palpatine, seduced one of Luke's apprentices, Ben Solo, to the dark side and destroyed the Jedi Academy, killing all but 3 of Luke's students. At the time, Luke was unconscious, and when he awoke he saw the destruction of his temple, which broke his heart and spirit. Overcome by grief and despair at his failure to rebuild the Jedi Order, Skywalker retreated to the planet Acto in the Unknown Regions, the site of the first Jedi Temple. Skywalker believed that the Jedi legacy was one of failure and cut himself off from the Force. It's unknown the exact planet that Luke's Jedi Academy was on, but looks similar to Dantooine. But saying that, it isn't confirmed that it was Dantooine. Currently, the actual planet itself is unknown. A quick reminder, guys, if possible, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really means a lot to me and helps me continue to make content like this. If you also have any ideas for lore videos, or theories, or reviews, or any upcoming comics that you might like me to have a look at, please comment them in the comments down below. I'm always open to any suggestions. Again, they can literally be as wild as you want. Like, I'll literally do a lore video on what happened to Jar Jar Binks after Revenge of the Sith. He became a bit of a clown. I mean, he was a clown before, but now he's more of a clown. I'll save that for the video. Comment down below if you want me to do that or something. Anyways, on to the video. Luke did eventually train one more pupil, Rey, who redeemed Ben Solo and brought back balance to the Force. Since then, there have been no known Jedi Academies. I'm sure eventually Rey built her own to train the next generation of Jedi, but that is all we know for now. For now, thank you for watching, and may the Force be with you always.